Good evening from Barcelona, as Manchester United attempt to pull off one of the sporting miracles of all time as they look to overturn a 1-0 deficit from the first leg at Old Trafford over 6 days ago. It will be tough against the Barcelona side. They've got all their stars out, having been rested for the weekend Spanish League game, but Manchester United will be fearless and they'll have a go to stay in the Champions League. Also, we'll have goal splashes from tonight's other quarter-final between Juventus and Ajax, where Ronaldo starts, and tonight's crucial grudge match in the Premier League between Brighton and Hove Albion and Cardiff City. Well, good evening, everybody, and Russ will bring us the updates from Brighton against Cardiff, and I'm sure he'll bring you updates from the other Champions League quarter-final, as well as we look over this beautiful stadium, Barcelona, the Nou Camp Stadium. Champions League football back on the JB Claret YouTube channel after a few months' absence, and it's nice to be back commentating on the Europe's greatest Premier Club competition, and it's always a joy to cover Barcelona as well. Good evening to everybody, good evening to Russ. Let me give you the two teams very quickly. There's still a good 10 minutes before kick-off. Kick-off, incidentally, for the game tonight is 8 o'clock. Well, let me give you the two lineups. I can't give you formations at this stage, but I will give you them as we go along. But I can give you the two lineups and the substitutes. And the referee tonight is Felix Brick from Germany. Incidentally, the referee. I don't know who the VAR assistant is, so we'll just have to keep check with that. And VAR is being used tonight. In fact, Barcelona got their goal controversially through VAR a week ago, but they were much the better side on the night against Manchester United. Right, let me bring you the two teams for this crucial second leg. Remember, Manchester United have never won a Champions League game at the Nou Camp against Barcelona. They have won the final here 20 years ago, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the manager, returns to the scene for the first time since then, incidentally. So a real opportunity for him to revisit past glories. Right, let's take a check on them two teams then. Just very quickly, we'll give you a recap of the teams before the start of the game. Well, let's look at Barcelona, managed of course by Ernesto Valverde. And they line up as follows. Very much a very strong lineup tonight, especially the front three, as you'll see in a minute. Ter Stegen, their number one goalkeeper, in goal. Then it's Roberto, Piqué, Lenglet and Alba across the back. Then it's Rakitic, Sergio Busquets and Melo in the midfield. And what a front three they've got tonight. Messi, Suarez, who's going to play centrally, I believe, and Philippe Coutinho, the former Liverpool man. And wouldn't it be ironic if one of those two was to score a crucial goal against Manchester United tonight? On the bench for Barcelona, the Dutch goalkeeper Silician, Nelson, Malcolm the Brazilian, Vidal, Samuel Ntiti, Elena and Dembele. And the Manchester United side line up as follows. It's David De Gea in goal for United, and then it's Phil Jones, Chris Smalling, Lindelof and Ashley Young. A big opportunity for young Scott McTominay, who wears number 39. He'll play in the midfield along with Fred and Pogba. And I'm guessing it's going to be a front three, so they're going to be they're going to match Barcelona, I believe, in formations. That's what I'm guessing anyway. With Jesse Lingard up front, alongside Rashford, who might just play as the central striker, and Anthony Martial. So no place in the 11 for Alexis Sanchez or Romelu Lukaku, who both take their place on the bench. So the full substitutes list for Manchester United is Sergio Romero, the reserve goalkeeper, Alexis Sanchez, Juan Mata, who could change the game. He's still a very class act, even now he's now into his 30s. Romelu Lukaku, Pereira, Dalot, who actually had a very good first leg, I believe, and Nemanja Matic, the former Chelsea man. The referee tonight, as I say, Felix Brick from Germany, and we'll keep you abreast with all the big game between Brighton and Cardiff. Of course, we covered Cardiff, and Neil Warnock was complaining, as he usually does, after his team felt he was robbed. And I've looked back at the penalty calls, and I think Mike Dean got all the decisions right, obviously, but it's a big game, this, and Brighton are not out the equation yet, and it's between these two virtually now for that final relegation spot. I saw match of the day, and I thought Brighton were poor against a very very ruthless Brighton side. I saw the knockout tackle, and I've got to say, you know, if you know, he could have been arrested for what he did there to Adam Smith. If you know, on another day, he could have broken Adam Smith's legs. So he was, you know, he was very lucky just to get a red card for that, because anywhere on the street he would have served time for that. But they were poor Brighton, and this may be an opportunity really for Cardiff to really put the pressure on Chris Hughton's men tonight. But Brighton really need to react themselves after an awful defeat at the Amex, and they can't win there for Toffee at the moment. But we'll keep you abreast with that. That's kicked off some 10 minutes ago, but I don't think there's been any scoring. But I'm sure Russ will keep his big eyes over that one, and he says, as he says, he'll bring you the updates tonight. We're still waiting. We're about 5 minutes away from kickoff here at the Nou Camp Stadium in Barcelona. And this is going to be, I mean, if Manchester United pull off this tonight and actually get through, it will be the biggest shock since Tiger Woods a couple of days ago winning the Masters at Augusta in the golf. No one expected Tiger to come through the field, but all the romantics got their wish. I've got to say, I was delighted for Tiger Woods. He came through the field and quite deservedly won the green jacket. This really is an opportunity now for Manchester United to really, they've never won, remember, in the Champions League against Barcelona. But in the first leg, controversy with VAR, but Barcelona got the decision, and here we are now looking at potentially 90 minutes. And the formations, just as I thought. I've just had the... Thank you for us for actually kindly sending me that. And as I thought, the central strikers are Suarez and Rashford, as I nominated and predicted earlier. So there we go. Juventus and Ajax is the other Champions League game tonight, and that stands at 1 apiece from that first leg. And of course, Brighton and Cardiff, a big game at the bottom of the Premiership tonight. But we're concentrating on events here in Catalonia, as the flags are definitely flying here. Barcelona against Manchester United. The team's almost ready to go. A terrific atmosphere, and I've just seen a big banner behind one of the goals from the Barcelona end. "Walking to glory," it says. Well, the Barcelona fans in tremendous voice. We're waiting the two lineups to come out into the field. The Barcelona fans are waving flags, bearing the club's colours and badge, or crest if you like. The two teams are out in the tunnel now. But what a big task facing Manchester United here tonight. And there's Chris Smalling. He's the captain of Manchester United tonight. What responsibility on his... Actually, Young, sorry, is the Manchester United captain. What responsibility on his shoulders it must feel for tonight. As well, it's going to be a tough ask here, but remember, Barcelona have got all their big guns. They arrested them all during the week, at the weekend, where they drew 0-0 against the bottom side in La Liga. Just seeing Lionel Messi there. He's the captain of Barcelona now, and we've taken over from Xavi as the captain, a terrific player. Not as good as Ronaldo in my opinion, but he's still a fantastic player to watch. And Felix Brick takes the match ball, and out come the two teams to a rapturous welcome here at the Nou Camp Stadium for this Champions League second leg. The winners of this, in fact, play either Liverpool or Porto, and Liverpool lead the first that time by 2-0. That second leg over in Portugal takes place tomorrow, and also tomorrow night it's Manchester City against Spurs. Spurs winning from 1-0 from the first leg. And the walkie the glory sign is away to my left hand side. The go away to my left hand side, and the Barcelona flags absolutely flying here as the Champions League theme now plays in the background. Ball boys in front of everyone. There must be 22 ball boys, or mascots I should say. There's the referee, Felix Brick. What a job he's got tonight. One of the best officials I think in the world. Well, it's not the Turkish official, Kakia, who I absolutely criticised in that World Cup semi involving England and Croatia last year. What a moment for Luis Suarez. He thought he scored at Old Trafford, but the goal was debited to Luke Shaw. It was an own goal, in fact, that divides the teams. Now, the only way, incidentally, folks, we could have extra time tonight if Manchester United win after 90 minutes by 1-0, because in theory that's 1-1 in aggregate, and both sides would be level on away goals. So the only way we could have extra time tonight, ladies and gents, is Manchester United to win 1-0. But I'm certain there's going to be a lot of goals tonight. Let's look at the two teams then, starting with Barcelona with ter Stegen in goal. Let's remind you the teams: Jordi Alba, Lenglet, Piqué and Roberto at the back. Roberto on the right and Alba on the left. And then it's Arthur who wears number 8. Sergio Busquets in the centre, who's carrying a yellow card, incidentally. One more tonight and he'll be out of the game, out of the next round. Rakitic on the right hand side, and then up front Coutinho on the left, Suarez in the centre, Messi on the right. Referee tonight, as I say, comes from Germany. That's Felix Brick. It's actually a doctor by profession, incidentally. When I was doing the stats on the BBC website, he's and the VAR assistant is Bastian Dankert. So he's the man in charge of VAR. Mark Butch and Stefan Lupp are the two linesmen here tonight. No extra officials behind the goals anymore, which is quite good. Now we've got the VAR on board. Right, let's have a recap of the Manchester United side. One yellow card from them as well, from the 11. De Gea in goal, then it's Young at left back. He's the one carrying a yellow card, incidentally. Chris Smalling and Lindelof, the two centre-backs, and Jones on the right. Then McTominay will play on the right-hand side of the three-man midfield, along with Fred in the centre and Pogba on the left. And up front, it's Martial on the left, Rashford central, and Lingard on the right for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men. On the bench for Barcelona, Sarisian, the goalkeeper, Nelson, Malcolm, Vidal, Umtiti, Almeida and Dembele. For Manchester United, their bench: Romero, Sanchez, Mata, Lukaku, Pereira, Dalot and Matic. And as I said, the referee comes from Germany, and it's Arthur, who's wearing number 8 tonight. So we're ready to get this compelling semi-final and quarter-final second leg up and underway. Manchester United in the white shirts, in fact all in white, to get us underway. And away we go then. Manchester United with it all to do. They're attacking the goal to our left, incidentally. This is Martial on the left hand side for Manchester United. Back to Ashley Young now, and the ball back to Martial again. Remember, Manchester United trail 1-0 from the first leg. That's Shaw on goal, giving Barcelona that advantage as Pogba takes it up still on the left hand side. And it's a real opportunity. United will have to come at Barcelona. They will have to attack. But United will have to be sturdy as well in defence and come forward straight away. And a chance here for Rashford early on and against the crossbar. And over the top. And that would have been a magnificent start for Manchester United. And Barcelona were almost Barcelonaed. In the opening seconds of the game, we've had, 45 seconds. And Marcus Rashford, I think, hit the top of the crossbar. But it's United starting very well on the front foot on the opening exchanges as Phil Jones with a headband finds Chris Smalling. What a start that might have been there for Manchester United. Now the ball laid back and now a chance now for Barcelona. Good tackle there by Smalling with Messi and Suarez swarming around him. It's going to be a tense game here tonight. Pogba now on the left-hand side for Manchester United. Licks it on towards Ashley Young. Now Rashford, who's missed that gilt-edged opportunity. Space out here and a chance inside the penalty area, and it just wouldn't fall for McTominay inside the penalty area for Manchester United. They've made a terrific start here, United. And this is the chance for Marcus Rashford. In the opening seconds, did really well to escape the defender. Hits his shot with his right foot. He toe pokes it there, the young lad from Manchester, and it hits the top of the bar. But it remains 0-0 on the night, 1-0 to Barcelona on aggregate. A terrific start, certainly, to the game. 2 minutes gone. There's the coach of Barcelona, the manager, Ernesto Valverde, who started romping away with La Liga, although to be fair, La Liga is not as competitive as it used to be. Barcelona probably get about 3 or 4 tough games a season in that, and the rest they win quite comfortably. against a much smaller size, although they did change the squad around at the weekend against the bottom side and only managed to draw 0-0. Free kick to Barcelona. Foul by, I think it's Fred, yes, foul by Fred. Free kick to Barcelona deep inside their own half, but this was the chance for Rashford. He's toe poked it, it's gone past Ter Stegen, and it's hit the middle of the bar and gone over. And a wry smile from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, whose greatest memory is in this stadium when he got the winning goal 20 years ago in the Champions League final in the third minute of stoppage time against Bayern Munich, who led until the 90th minute of that final before Sheringham equalised, and then Solskjaer scored from the next corner. Here's Martial for United into Pogba on the edge of the penalty area. McTominay touches the ball back. Good start from the men in the all-white strip. They started really well on the front foot. It's sort of whitish pink, if you like, but they've forced the corner here, United, and they've started on the front foot here, which is only encouraging signs for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Remember, the winners of this quarter-final meet the winner of the other quarter-final tomorrow between Liverpool and Porto. Liverpool leading that one by 2-0 with the second leg in 24 hours from now. And it's going to be Ashley Young to take the corner. We're right hand side, the far side as we look here at this vast Nou Camp stadium. Must be at least 90,000 plus inside the stadium. Young swings it in with his right foot, doesn't really reach the first man. It will come back for Pogba now, 25 yards from goal, but it's gone back to the right hand side, and Young now plays it in field. Rashford with a little pirouette. Now a chance here now for Manchester United to come charging forward. Little chip in there, but it's gone well wide of the left hand post. Ter Stegen just watches it go wide, and it's a goal kick to Manchester United, and we await everyone's comment section. The comment section is open for business again tonight, and the JB Man in the Match will be open for everyone in the second half to vote for. But it's Barcelona now looking to come forward, and this is Lionel Messi now for the Catalan Giants. On towards Suarez. Suarez trying to take them on, but he's showed too much of that and tried to take on all comers, but he stabbed it too far forward, and it was easy for De Gea just to claim just to the right of the penalty spot for Manchester United. Still 0-0 here in this Champions League second leg, but Barcelona with that Luke Shaw on goal in the first leg a week ago, dividing it, and we've had 5 minutes gone. Barca leading 1-0 on aggregate, but if you joined us late, in the 30th second of the game, Marcus Rashford hit the crossbar. And Manchester United started well. Barcelona haven't even tested De Gea as yet, but still a long way to go, and I've got a sincere feeling that this game is not going to win goals tonight. Now the referee Felix Brick has given the decision to Barcelona on halfway. It was I think he got the ball there, to be fair, Fred. In fact, it is a throw-in, in fact, to Barcelona, not a free kick, as I originally thought. Barcelona have lost it, incidentally, and here comes Rashford again, and Lingard forward. It's Jesse Lingard inside the penalty area, but in the end, Barcelona getting numbers back and almost causing confusion amongst themselves, and in the end, Ter Stegen just prodded it out to the left-hand side for Barcelona. That was too close for comfort for the Catalans, who are really in deep trouble here because United have gone for the throat at the start. Here's Pogba now, 25 yards from goal. Will he unleash a shot? He got 2 goals against West Ham on Saturday. Finds Martial. Martial shoots, deflection, and it comes away, and it's Piqué who gets it away for Barcelona. And at the moment here, Barcelona just can't really get out their own half at the moment. Manchester United have got them penned in. That's the sort of start that United have made. And here's Paul Pogba. The flag stays down. He cuts in from the left-hand side. It was a poor ball by the French international who won the World Cup last summer. There's been a goal in that crucial game at Cardiff. Mendes Lang has scored, and problems afoot for Brighton, but a terrific start for Neil Warnock's men. 22 gone, they're winning 1-0. Here's Barcelona now charging forward with Arthur. This really is going to be a tough going. It's going to be a tough game. Rakitic will have a say, you would think, in the midfield area. Still not in the other Champions League game, but again we'll keep you abreast of any goals that go in Turin tonight. But here in Barcelona it's 0-0, but Rashford at the start hit the bar. But it remains 1-0 on aggregate from the first leg to Barcelona. But it's not going to be an easy one for Barcelona tonight, as Coutinho has possession out on the far side, almost level with the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Messi now takes command, plays a wonderful ball over the top, and well defended in fact by Phil Jones. And in fact Barcelona get the corner because Jones must have touched it last. So an opportunity now for Messi and co to try and test this Manchester United defence, and goalkeeper David De Gea. And they've taken the corner very short, and the ball chipped in there. And now Coutinho takes control, finds Busquets now, and now the ball's gone out to the right hand side, and Luis Suarez, the Uruguayan. Now can he trick the ball in there? It's a good cross in there, and a great opportunity there for Barcelona. Messi now picks it up on the left hand side for Barcelona. And after a slow start, Barcelona just beginning to quicken the tempo up a little bit. Here's Messi now. Plays the ball back. And now Rakitic takes control. Panini is on tonight as well. And good evening to you. A little slip there from one of the Barcelona players. It might have been... I'm just thinking it might have been Lengray who slipped, and then an attempted shot from around 40 yards with the right foot. I think it was from... Was it Paul Pogba? Yeah. And it's gone well over the top, and a goal kick still remains, which has been taken very quickly incidentally, still remains 0-0 on the night with 9 gone. 9 minutes that is, but it's Barcelona with that first own goal from Luke Shaw that's dividing it on aggregate. But the first goal is going to be crucial here. Barcelona get it, and Manchester United need to score twice, and they've got another corner here, Barcelona. Over on the far side, it comes off Chris Smalling. Luis Suarez involved in the action once again. Remember, Brighton losing in that crucial winner-takes-all game at the bottom of the Premier League. Lengray is forward. Number 15, Suarez is on the right-hand post, at the far post, as the corner is swung in towards the penalty area. Good header away by Paul Pogba, of all people. Not renowned for his defensive abilities. Here's Messi now, 25 yards from goal, tries to chip the ball in towards the far side, and the ball looks back towards Rakitic, who goes down, and the referee says penalty. The referee is given a penalty. The referee orders a penalty, and now problems afoot for Solskjaer. The referee has given a penalty. Rakitic was allegedly fouled. Manchester United will want to refer this, I would have thought. But was there a penalty? I'd like to see a close-up shot. It's Fred involved. He gets the ball. I think Rakitic makes a meal of that. And I would be very surprised if they don't go to VAR for this. I don't think that's a penalty at all. Manchester United are incensed, and VAR has been called, which means English Brick will have to go all the way over to the halfway line to check the television screens. And they have a similar system as they did in the World Cup in Russia. And remember, in Paris in the last round, Manchester United benefited from a VAR decision which got them a penalty. And this is going to be a contentious one. What is the decision? He's going back onto the field. He's checked the replay a couple of times. Now, what's he ordered here? No penalty. So the original award and the original order of the penalty has been ruled out, and Manchester United have possession. I think that was the right decision, and I think Manchester United made a wise call, because look at that. If you look at the replay closely, Fred gets the ball, and Rakitic trying to feign a dive there to win a penalty, and the officials and Manchester United were quite right to challenge the decision, and they were proved and they were vindicated there, in my opinion. Good decision. And now there's more controversy here. Now, what's the referee doing here? Is he giving a drop ball? There's all sorts of confusion going on here. Manchester United are still not happy. No. So we've got a drop ball situation here. between, is it Suarez and Smalling? A goal kick to Manchester United. To the frustration of Luis Suarez, but goodness me. Well, what a start here. Rashford's hit the bar. Barca thought they had a penalty. And then, as it turned out, the penalty was overturned. So it remains 0-0. And the referees and the officials, and I've got to say, well done to the German VAR official. That was really good, sensible play. Because from the first replay, the close-up replay I saw, Fred clearly got the ball. So I think the referees were right, and I thought Manchester United would challenge that decision. They did seem incensed at the time. And here's Rashford now breaking down the centre. He's got Martial to his left if he changes it, and Rashford went from 20 yards with the shot with his right foot, but he hit it straight at Ter Stegen. Andres Ter Stegen, the goalkeeper, he slips there as he shoots there, and it's easy in the end for Ter Stegen just to get behind the shot and just grab it, no problem. No goals, I believe, in Turin in the other Champions League quarter-final that's taking place tonight. The other two quarter-finals take place tomorrow. That's between Manchester City and Spurs. Tottenham winning that one by 1-0 at the moment on aggregate after that 1-0 win at the new White Hart Lane. And then Liverpool-Porto, who the winners of this will face in the semi-finals. We could have a Manchester United-Liverpool semi-final, and what a game that could be. Should both Manchester United and Liverpool actually get through, but it's Barcelona on the attack straight away, and the ball lifted in there towards Suarez, and a terrific header away from the edge of the 6-yard box from Phil Jones, and he had to make that, and he did that, and a foul there on Martial by Rakitic, a free kick to Manchester United, 10 yards from halfway. Good cross from the far side, and it was Alba was across there. Good ball in there, and Jones had to get there, otherwise Suarez was in there at the far post, and he did really well there, the centre-back. Still 0-0, with just coming up to a quarter of an hour gone. Just to remind you, the aggregate score 1-0 to Barcelona. Now, the only way we can have extra time, just to reiterate, if Manchester United win after 90 minutes, 1-0. That's the only way we can have extra time tonight. Any other score, the game will be over after 90 minutes of play tonight. Here's a chance though for Barcelona. Shot comes in, it's into the corner from Messi. Oh, that is class. That is absolute class from the Barcelona captain. He hits it with his left foot and it goes past David De Gea like a rocket into the bottom left-hand corner. And Manchester United, if they're going to get into the semi-finals, have to score twice without reply to go through. And what Messi has ensured now, we were talking a minute ago about extra time, that cannot happen now. Manchester United need 2 goals without reply. They are capable, but when Messi's on that sort of form, Young gave the ball away here, and then Messi took control, cut in from the right-hand side, lovely skill, and the shot just too good for David De Gea. That's the sort of class that Argentinian is very capable of. And Manchester United now must come from behind to win, and they've never done that in Champions League ties against Barcelona at the Nou Camp Stadium. Barcelona, out of 4 games they've played in the Champions League over the years at the Nou Camp, United have lost 2 and have drawn 2. So this would have to be another sporting miracle, just 2 days on from the miracle at Augusta in the golf, where Tiger Woods came from nowhere to win the Masters golf tournament. Now they need a comeback of that proportion. 1-0 to Manchester United, 1-0 to Barcelona on the night, 2-0 now to Valverde's team on aggregate, and Messi has done the business there for the Catalans. And now Manchester United with it all to do. Phil Jones intercepting, and how crucial that miss at the start from Rashford could well be. Here he is now on the ball, trying to get Manchester United moving again. What Manchester United will not want to do at this stage is panic. The only saving grace for them at this stage is only 17 minutes on the clock, so there's still a long way to go here in the new camp. And if you remember, 20 years ago, United were trailing 1-0 to a very all-conquering Bayern Munich side, who themselves were going for a treble themselves. And United came back in stoppage time, so there's still Manchester United are very much in this tie. If they can nick 2 away goals without Barcelona scoring again, then they can still reach the semi-finals. Remember, they were trailing in Paris in the last round and came back 1-0 to go for Morton, so that's 1-1 against Inverness Caledonian Thistle. That's in that's up in Scotland in the Championship. And so the Scottish game's taking place tonight, and Morton through Lyon have equalised against Inverness Caledonian Thistle, who were beaten by Hearts incidentally in the Scottish Cup semi-final on Saturday. 18 minutes gone, Barcelona 1, Manchester United 0 on the night. But it's 2-0 to Barcelona on aggregate now, which means if United are going to go through, they have to score 2 unanswered away goals after 90 minutes. And what Messi's ensured now with that goal is that we will not have a late finish here tonight, thank God, from that point of view, because I'm not sure if my voice would have lasted 120 minutes. So what we were talking about a few moments ago, whether we could have had extra time or not, well, that is now diminished with Messi's moment of magic. And now Barcelona looking to go forward, and here they come again. Shot comes in, and it's been fumbled by David De Gea, and it was a long range shot. It wasn't particularly well hit by Lionel Messi, and Barcelona go 2-0 up on the night and 3-0 ahead on aggregate. And David De Gea, who's such a dependable goalkeeper, will have to carry that burning now for the rest of his career. Manchester United are in difficulties now. Barcelona have gone 2-0 up. Lionel Messi benefits from a mistake by David De Gea. He struck the shot. He didn't struck it venomously here. The captain comes to him here, 25 yards out, hits it on the right foot. He not particularly hit that with any great venom, but yet the ball just seems to squirm underneath his body and nestles sweetly for him anyway, Lionel Messi, into the right hand corner of the net. Should have been savable, and David De Gea knows it. That's poor from the Manchester United goalkeeper, and Barcelona are now 2 goals clear on the night, and Manchester United now need the mother and father of all miracles. Now they need to score 3 times without reply to win the tie outright. It's going to be almighty tough now for the Manchester United. This was always going to be a tough test, and really all hinged really on that first leg. If Manchester United had got a positive result at Old Trafford a week ago, it could have been so much different. But the boy Messi has lit up another European night here at the new camp, and you can't say that Barcelona haven't deserved their luck. It's going to be tough now for Manchester United as Barcelona comes charging forward again with Rakitic deep inside the United half. Messi is now on a hat-trick and could complete it in the first half if he so wished. But, Manchester United now will be feeling it now. They played some of their big names at the weekend against West Ham, and well, you've got to say full marks to Ernesto Valverde, because he rested all his big guns, and at the moment I think his play to rest them has worked absolutely terrifically well, because Barcelona in the last 10 minutes have looked very fresh and have looked very dangerous on the attack, and Manchester United now will be now prone to the Barcelona counter-attack, because they will have to push forward here, United. There's no doubt about that, and they might leave gaps at the back, and that might give Barcelona the licence really to exploit them here. But Lionel Messi, he's a class act, but the second goal was preventable. There's no doubt about that. It wasn't a particularly struck shot from Messi, but I suppose when you're one of the best players in the world, and you have been for a decade or more, I think he'll feel he has an entitlement to a bit of luck. 22 gone here at the new camp. It's not good news for Manchester United, I'm afraid, folks, if you're tuning in late. Rashford did hit the bar in the first minute, but 2 Lionel Messi goals, quick fire. The first one sweetly hit into the left hand corner, no chance for the goalkeeper, and then the second one struck with the right foot, wasn't particularly well hit, and it goes through David De Gea's body and into the right hand corner, and Barcelona have got themselves a 2-goal buffer, and at the moment it's looking ominous to be bad for Manchester United. Remember, Brighton are losing in the Premier League game. It's still 0-0 elsewhere in the Champions League. No further scoring has taken place in Turin. It's still 1-1 on aggregate between Juventus and Ajax, and the winners of that will meet the winners of Manchester City and Tottenham tomorrow next month. Porto and Liverpool face off, and it might be Barcelona they're facing here. It's a strong possibility at the moment with 23 gone. Excuse me. Barcelona leading 2-0 on the night and 3-0 on aggregate, and it's looking very, very bad at the moment for Manchester United here, whose only real opportunity of silverware was the Champions League, and now that looks as if it's diminishing fast for the men from Old Trafford. They needed snookers in Paris and got them. Have they really used up their lives here before the Barcelona tie came out? It was going to be tough. It's got even tougher now. They need 3 goals without reply, and against this Barcelona side it's very, very tough. 2-0 on the night, 3-0 on aggregate, and I can't see Manchester United coming back from this unless they pull off another Nou Camp miracle. But David De Gea, who's a very dependable goalkeeper, he's one of the best in the world, but he makes one mistake a season like that, and he just happened to come in one of the biggest games of Manchester United's season. Well, there's a foul there against Paul Pogba, and Manchester United not happy at the moment. They're not an happy bunch at the moment, and what Solskjaer will have to do here, really, if they can get a goal before half time, get them in, get a good team talk going, but they've got to get the next goal really to give themselves a glimmer of hope. And if they can do that, I mean, 3 away goals is not beyond the realms of possibility. Barcelona weren't firing on all cylinders last week, but they are now, and they've got into their stride, and when they get into their stride, Barcelona, certainly in Europe, they are an unstoppable force. But if they were to get through to face Liverpool, Barcelona, they're not going to have it all their own way, certainly when they go to Anfield, because Liverpool are a different proposition. Should Liverpool get through, of course, that would be a real tough one for Barcelona as they come charging forward again, and Messi shoots about 7 or 8 yards from goal, and he hits it over the crossbar with his left foot, and he hits it over the bar and into the crowd, and Manchester United breathe again, and it's a goal kick to Manchester United. And really, Jordi Alba laying the ball in, and Manchester United were labouring a bit in defence, but luckily for them, Messi hitting the shot over the bar. Remember, he's on a hat-trick now. Just to remind you of the attempts, United have had 4 to Barcelona 3. 1 on target for Manchester United, that was Rashford's attempt, that was easily fielded by De Stegen, and the 2 on target have managed to be Barcelona goals, and both have come from the left and right foot of Lionel Messi. Just needs a header, and he's completed the perfect hat-trick. Still 2-0 to Barcelona on the night, 3 goals to 0 they lead on aggregate if you count the Luke Shaw goal from the first leg. It's been tough. Remember, Brighton are losing in that relegation scrap at the Amex to Cardiff City. That's a real blow for Cardiff, who were beaten 5-0 at the weekend, and now are being beaten 1-0 against Cardiff. Mendes Lang with the goal on 22 minutes, and we'll be keeping our eyes peeled on that one, that is for certain. Meanwhile, it's still 1-0, 2-0, sorry, to Barcelona. 1-1 in the 0-0 in the other game. There's a National League score in the game between Altrincham and Breckley Town, and Altrincham have taken the lead in that game. So 1-0 as Piqué gets the ball back to Andre De Stegen, the Barcelona goalkeeper. Seen his bar hit in the first 35 seconds of the game, and really Manchester United, that's as close as they've been tonight. And you just wonder if that effort had gone in from Rashford, would it have been a different ball game? But at the moment, the Barcelona fans are absolutely sounding. It's very deafening here. And there's been a goal. Ronaldo has scored in the game at the Juventus Stadium. 1-0 to Juventus against Ajax, who knocked out Real Madrid famously in the last round. Ronaldo, after 28 minutes, and an aggregate now of 2-1. And crucially, they have that away goal, Juventus, from the first leg in Amsterdam a week ago. So things looking bright for Juventus as they look to get to the semi-finals again. Ball way back to David De Gea, whose United team now really need to be inspired here. Concord Rangers leading in the National League South, 1-0 at Truro down in Cornwall. As De Gea now takes possession here in Barcelona. 3-0 down Manchester United on aggregate, 2-0 trailing on the night. Well, you can't say that Juventus are going to win the Champions League. Anything can still happen. You know, you can't write off Liverpool, you can't write off Barcelona. There's a foul there on Messi, free kick to Barcelona halfway inside the Manchester United half. It was Ashley Young going through right through the back of him. It was a tackle from behind. Messi went down, and it's a free kick to Barcelona just midway inside the Manchester United half. It's looking very, very tough now for Manchester United. Remember, they need to score the next 3 goals without reply to win on aggregate. They have to do that. But stranger things have happened in football. Barcelona in control, but here's Pogba now for Manchester United, trying to turn away. Was he tackled there? Yes, he was. He was fouled. So it is a free kick to Manchester United. They've taken it quickly, as they have to do now in this situation. 29.5 minutes gone, nearly half an hour gone in this second leg. United needing 3 goals and probably a load of snookers at the moment, as Sergio Roberto concedes the throw. And now Ashley Young to take it 10 yards inside the Barca half on the left hand side, as we look near side, as we look from the camera angles, as that fed in towards Marcus Rashford. Now lays the ball back. McTominay now has been a little bit quiet, and just to confirm, Ronaldo scoring in the game between Juventus and Ajax. So repeated the 1996 European Cup final, which Juventus in fact won on penalties that night. You may remember, I think it was in Rome, I think. Yes, it was in Rome. But it's 2-0 here in our featured commentary here at the Nou Camp Stadium in Barcelona. The Tuesday game live, and it's a Champions League offering for you. And at the moment it's going the way of Ernesto Valverde's side, who are looking absolutely domineering at the moment as the long ball is forward, but they can't get Messi involved this time. De Gea with a bit of an up and under, only reached halfway inside his own half, and Jones was able to help it away from Manchester United. And Manchester United in fact get a free kick. I don't know why you're saying the score in our match. I can't show the game because I can't show the game as any moving pictures, Jake, because we have no because if I did, UEFA would strike me. So we have to do it as a radio commentary. That's why it says commentary, audio commentary. Okay. And this is our feature game. We know the score, and the shooter 2004. We know the score. I've been giving it to you for the last sort of 10 minutes or so, since Barcelona have gone 2 up. 2 goals from Messi. I've just seen a picture of a very worried-looking Alex Ferguson. Bobby Charlton is somewhere in the crowd. You're a Nottingham Forest fan, are you, Jake? Oh, good. I think you'll get promotion next year. I think you've got a very good manager there in Martin O'Neill, and if he gets a good window in the summer and in January, then there's no reason why Forest cannot challenge for promotion to the Premier League next season. This is Coutinho on the left hand side for Barcelona. The 2 goals clear, 3 up on aggregate. If you're taking the Luke Shaw on goal in the first leg, Sergio Roberto now on a good charge forward. Now Suarez touches it back. Now Rakitic chips it out to Alba on the far side. Half time in the game at the Amex Stadium in the Premier League. Crucial 6-pointer, that one. A winner takes all clash, really. And at half time it is Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Cardiff City 1, and the goal halfway through that first half for Mendes Lang is the difference at the break. So 1-0 to Cardiff City in that relegation 6-pointer, and it's going to be a battle really between Brighton and Cardiff to see who will follow Huddersfield and Fulham into the Championship next year. Burnley are safe, all but mathematically safe, because they beat Cardiff 2-0 in the game you heard on Saturday. Takes them to 39 points. We play Chelsea next week, and back to we'll play in 6 days' time on the Monday night against Chelsea. Who do I think will win the Premier League? Well, I think at the moment, I think Manchester City have a tougher running than Liverpool, so I'm just going to go for Liverpool. I thought the goal that Salah got on Sunday was an absolute terrific hit. I just can't see. I think Manchester City will drop points somewhere, and they could drop points at Turf Moor, incidentally, because they play Burnley in just over a couple of weeks, a fortnight from now. I honestly think it might be Liverpool. And they're head-off favourites to reach the semi-finals and play Barcelona. Meanwhile, Ivan Rakitic has gone down in a heap. Freddie's fuming at that decision. Now, let's have a look on the replay. Freddie's away. Well, I don't know what Fred did wrong there. If it was the slightest eclipse, well, he's hardly touched him there, and Rakitic has just gone down as if he's been shot, and I think the referee's fallen for that. And that is a disgraceful decision. I think that's a poor decision from Felix Brick. It's a shame VAR can't review that, because it should not be a free kick to Barcelona. It's Messi takes a free kick, which Barcelona, in my opinion, are quite lucky to get. It's midway inside the Manchester United half, probably about 30-35 yards from goal, just to the right of centre. We've had nearly 35 minutes. Messi strikes right foot over the crossbar and behind for a goal kick. Jake replies, what do you think of VAR? Do you think it's a good introduction to the football? Well, they got it right tonight. There was a penalty earlier on ordered for Barcelona, but having looked at the replays, Fred clearly took the ball in that incident with Rakitic, and United were unhappy about it, and they referred it to VAR, and after, I think it was about 30 seconds of looking at it, the referee changed his mind and gave a drop ball and no penalty, and I thought that was the correct decision. So VAR will work, but I think there needs to be, certainly in the English game, I think there certainly needs to be better implications. I think the big screen needs to be utilised, and I think the video officials should not be in an office in London. I think they should be at the ground, and I think they should have a situation like they do in cricket with a third umpire, when he's at the ground in a commentary box or a box or a television truck at the ground, and they can look at that there and then. But we need to get the big screens involved. There's not many grounds now that doesn't have a big screen in England. Meanwhile, back in this game, Pogba has been penalised, and he's absolutely gone right through Arthur there. There's no doubt about that, and that's frustration really from Paul Pogba, although Arthur will feel a little incensed that he could have played on there, because Barcelona were in a decent situation on the left hand side. And just to bring you up to date, I know Russ has mentioned it on the comments, but Van den Beek has equalised for Ajax, so at the moment, as things stand in that game in Turin, because of the away goal that Juventus has got, they've scored now Ajax an away goal, so that wipes out the Juventus one. So basically now it's 2-2 on aggregate, and if it stays the same, that quarter-final could well end up going to extra time if it stays that way to 90 minutes. But one thing is for certain here at the Nou Camp Stadium, and that's a massive certainty now, that we cannot even have extra time now, because Barcelona have scored 2 goals, and it means that United can't wipe. The only way it could have been extra time if Manchester United had won 1-0 after 90 minutes. That now cannot happen. Just to give you a rundown on the possession front, 63% possession Barcelona, you would expect that. Manchester United 37%, but Barcelona obviously having the most of possession, and that's no real surprise really when you consider that they do tend to play one brand, a terrific brand of football that pleases their supporters, the tiki-taki style they've been accustomed to. Certainly worked a treat under Pep Guardiola, but now it's a real opportunity now for Manchester United. They need to get Rashford in a bit more. The Rashford has broken the offside trap. There were Barcelona appeals. Now the ball comes to Pogba, 35 yards from goal, hits the shot right-footed. It goes along the ground and it's easily fielded by Andre ter Stegen, the Barcelona goalkeeper, showing David De Gea how it should be done and handling very, very well indeed. Jake asks, what football team do I follow? I'm a Burnley fan. I'm a Burnley supporter, and I'm very, very pleased that we're going to be staying up in the Premier League next season. And Panini has said he's a Gillingham fan, and obviously Russ, we all know, is a Leeds fan, and that's terrific. And it's good. It's good that everyone's enjoying the chat tonight. And remember, we've got the JB Man in a match in operation tonight, of course, and that will come in the second half. And I'm sure there's going to be a few votes for a certain Mr. Messi, who's been the real difference here tonight. There's no doubt about that. We've not seen much of Suarez, seen a little bit of Coutinho now and then, but really it's been the Messi show at this moment in time. But here's Rashford now chipping that ball into the Barcelona penalty area. The flag has stayed down. Martial timing his run well. Back inside to Rashford as he plays the ball back towards the penalty spot inside the Barca penalty area, hooked away by Barcelona, and then Phil Jones gets it forward, and now Suarez is on the chase, uses his chest there quite clearly there as I can see, but Smalling did well to keep at him and get the ball back to David De Gea. He's at fault, certainly wasn't at fault for the first one. He had no chance with the first Messi goal, but he could have done an awful lot better on the second one. It was fumbled into the back of the net, and 2-0 it is to Barcelona on the night. 3-0 on aggregate now. Jake has been a season ticket holder at Nottingham Forest for 23 years in a row, and I'm sure I don't know if he will remember it, but his team of course won the European Cup back in 1979 and 1980. They beat Malmo in Munich 1-0, Trevor Francis scoring in that final, and John Robertson scoring a year later in Madrid against Kevin Keegan's Hamburg. And a lot of people forget that Nottingham Forest have won the European Cup twice, and it's what Brian Clough achieved there was unbelievable, and I think Martin O'Neill will certainly do well there. They probably won't get them to the crazy heights of the late 70s, early 80s, but if they can get it back into the Premier League, that would be amazing. Good side Forest. Won the Cup. They won 2 European Cups, 4 League Cups, and the League Championship back in 1978. Anyway, back to the game here. Barcelona 2, Manchester United 0. United have won the European Cup 3 times, 68, 99 and 2008. Barcelona looking to go free up from the free kick, and it was Rakitic from the free kick on the right hand side by Messi. And Rakitic from something like 12 yards out headed it goalwards, and De Gea again a little bit suspect on his handling, and that could have been catastrophic. Again, 2 mistakes. It would have been like Karius in the European Cup final last season. We're inside the final 4 minutes of normal time, incidentally, here at the Nou Camp, and we're now in Manchester United. Well, they're looking down the barrel at the moment. There's no doubt about that. Remember, United needing 3 away goals without reply plus snookers to go through to the semi-finals. The winners tonight, incidentally, will face the winners of the quarter-final tomorrow night between FC Porto and Liverpool. And Liverpool, of course, 5 times European champions, leading that quarter-final 2-0. And fantastic performance by Liverpool this season, who have been probably the standout team in the Premier League, and on European nights they've always tended to turn it on. And if they do host Barcelona and they both get through, what a semi-final first leg that's going to be. Certainly at Anfield for the Anfield leg what a European night that could be, and many a big team have come a cropper at Anfield over the years. As Paul Pogba goes forward and he's fouled, referee took a little bit of time to weigh up his options, and he gave Manchester United a free kick. And remember, we are back live on Saturday. We'll have a 3 o'clock game. I'll be presenting it for a change, and Russ will have the game, and we'll bring you that game. We're not sure what game it will be. It certainly won't be Burnley because they play on the Monday night. So it will be one of the 3 o'clock Premier League games, and it'll be Russ commentating for us on Saturday afternoon. So there you are, and me and Russ have been discussing that all the time, and I will do the evening match at 5:30 for you as well. So a double header. What type of content do I upload? I'll answer that question in a second, because Manchester United here have a free kick in a very promising position. It's about 25 yards out, and it's Rashford and Young, the two men committee. It's just to the left of centre. It's going to be left here for Rashford to strike right-footed. It's hit the Barcelona wall, and it breaks very kindly to Philippe Coutinho, the former Liverpool man, who's now very close to an Anfield return with Barcelona, if Liverpool obviously get past Porto tomorrow night and Barcelona hold on or increase the lead further in this second leg here tonight. They're leading 2-0 tonight, 3-0 on aggregate, and they win a free kick inside the centre circle. I upload football videos mainly, commentaries the last 3 or 4 years. I do upload FIFA 19 career mode videos with Burnley and a few other things as well, and a few other oddities as well, like game shows and 1 or 2 other bits as well. So yeah. But if you haven't subscribed, Jake, hit the like button and hit the notification bell if you want notifications from the channel. We'd be happy to have you as one of our fantastic subscribers. The commentaries have been going now for 3 years, starting with the European Championships, the regular commentaries of 2016. We've done 3 full seasons of commentary, and we've done the World Cup last year, which was an absolute overwhelming success, with a combined total of 40,000 listeners for the last 8 games of the tournament. Thank you very much, Jake, and we're very happy to have you on board, and we'll all subscribe back to you likewise. And it's nice to have you on board, and we're very pleased to have good-minded people, good-minded football supporters on board with our channel, and it's fantastic. And I'm sure you do your best, and we've got plenty more action to come between now and the end of the season, including the FA Cup final and the Champions League final, and all the big finals coming up on this YouTube channel towards the end of the season. But in this Champions League quarter final, we've played 45 minutes, and we're going to have 2 extra minutes more at the end of 45 here at the Nou Camp Stadium. We're going to take a 10-minute break, incidentally, at the end, and so I can get my voice back for the second half. But so don't leave us just yet. I might be silent for about 10 minutes at half time. It's just to get my throat, just to give my throat a little bit of a rest, because I'm just coming back from a viral infection which has kept me off YouTube for 3 weeks. Came back for the first time in 3 weeks on Saturday for Burnley against Cardiff. And I can be a little bit biased towards Burnley when I'm covering some of their games, but it's understandable because I do want Burnley to do well. But there's no question who's been the better team in this first 45 minutes or so. Manchester United started well enough, hit the bar at the start, survived a penalty that was originally awarded but overturned on VAR. But that's when the luck ran out, and then Messi scored 2 quick-fire goals, and here he is on the ball, looking to get Coutinho in behind, and also a chance here, and somehow David De Gea is saved from point-blank range. I don't know who came in there. I think it was it Roberto coming in at the far post? I think it might have been, but somehow from point-blank range he's made the save, and then a clumsy foul on the edge of the area, but Felix Brick doesn't want to know. Well, Manchester United could have been out of the European Cup for sure then, and well, it will be tough for them certainly in the second half. They remember they need 3 goals, but David De Gea has made an absolute world-class save, and it's sort of half a tone, but Messi makes the run in, then feeds Alba, there's the cross in, and I believe it was Roberto coming into the far post. Indeed it was, and Roberto nearly making it 3-0. That would have been an absolute turn up for the Bucks. It's a corner And we've played 2 minutes, and I'm sure Felix Brick will blow for time as Busquets had possession of the ball. Well, what a mixed half for David De Gea. A mistake on the second Barcelona goal scored by Messi. He got the first one, remember. Young made the initial mistake on the first one. Messi winning the ball off him there. Then he beats Fred, goes past him as if he doesn't exist, hits the shot left-footed and goes screaming perfectly into the left-hand corner. Nothing on that occasion David De Gea could do. And then on the second one, Messi cuts in from the left this time, hits it right-footed, and that should have been a regulation save for David De Gea, but it goes right through his arms, right through his body. But then he makes a miraculous save just a moment or two ago from Sergio Roberto. So it's all happened here in the first 45 minutes, but it's Barcelona taking huge control of this quarter-final tie. Remember, they were leading 1-0 from the first leg. And Lionel Messi has hit a double whammy for Manchester United at the moment. At the start, United hit the crossbar in the first 30 seconds, then survived a penalty that was awarded originally to Barcelona, but then was overturned by VAR. But Manchester United needing to score 3 goals without reply in the second half, and they need, I'm sure, a few snookers on top of that as well. So it's Manchester United trailing 2-0 and 3-0 on aggregate on the night. Remember, in Turin, that's a bit more balanced between Juventus and Ajax. That's 2-2 on aggregate, and if that stays the same, it will be, because they're also level on away goals, they've scored an away goal each. If it stays the same, they would have extra time in Turin, and I think they've just started the second half at the Amex, and it's Brighton 0, Cardiff City 1. So we're going to take 10 minutes and we'll be back with the second half of Barcelona Manchester United, plus any goal alerts from the Amex and in Turin as well. But we're going to take a 10-minute break. Join us for the second half commentary of Barcelona Manchester United. We're at half time here in Catalan in the Nou Camp Stadium here in Barcelona. It isn't very good news for Manchester United at all. Trailing 2-0 on the night and trailing 3-0 overall on aggregate. We'll be back after a 10-minute break. Welcome back everybody to the Nou Camp Stadium in Barcelona with me, JB. For the start of the second half, no changes from either side, and Barcelona to kick off. As you've seen there on the comments, Russ has reported a goal. Sean Morrison, 5 minutes into the second half, has given Cardiff City a 2-goal lead in that relegation 6-pointer against Brighton, who are free-falling and dropping like a stone, and they could be now nailed on favourites for that third relegation spot, as Manchester United now defending the second half to the goal to our left. They're going to be attacking the goal to our right, where Messi scored twice in the first half, and in fact a goal kick has been given as Roberto hit a poor ball in, and the ball ran dead into touch. So just to recap the two teams, it's unchanged for Barcelona: Ter Stegen, Roberto, Piqué, Lenglet, Alba, Rakitic, Busquets, Arthur, Messi, Suarez and Coutinho. For Manchester United, it's De Gea, Jones, Smalling, Lindelof, Young, McTominay, Fred, Pogba, Lingard, Rashford and Martial. On the bench for Barcelona, Saracen, Nelson, Malcolm, Vidal, Umtiti, Elena and Dembele. On the bench for United, Romero the goalkeeper, Alexis Sanchez, Juan Mata, Romelu Lukaku, Pereira, Dalot and Nemanja Matic. And the referee, of course, from Germany is Felix Brick. Here come Manchester United now looking to respond here in the grand manner. Ball inside of the penalty area, and Jesse Lingard just couldn't get it under control there. He's had a lot of injury problems this season, Jesse Lingard. And as he broke into the penalty area, just couldn't get the ball out of his feet enough. As Jordi Alba now comes charging forward here for Barcelona, picks out Suarez, who crosses in towards the edge of the area, deflection, and it's gone wide. And it was Lionel Messi from the edge of the area, and it took a deflection off a United defender, and somehow the ball stayed out of the back of the United net. And it could have easily been curtains for Manchester United if it hadn't been already. Good defending there by Ashley Young, turning it behind for a corner. So relentless attacking from Barcelona at the start of the second half as Philippe Coutinho prepares to take the corner from the left hand side. Barcelona 2, Manchester United 0 on the night. 3-0 on aggregate. The ball played in by Coutinho from the left hand side, and United had sufficient numbers back to quell the danger. But Barcelona still have it with Gerard Piqué, and now the ball will be hooked back to Andre Ter Stegen, the Barcelona goalkeeper. Remember, Barcelona rested a number of their big players like Suarez, like Messi, for Saturday's match, which they drew 0-0 incidentally away from home against the bottom of the table in La Liga. But because they're so far ahead in that particular league, it's not really been that much competition really in the La Liga league, which makes Barcelona, sometimes Barcelona do fall foul of the fact they have to beat what's in front of them in the Spanish league, but the Spanish league is not as competitive as it used to be. Not as competitive as the Premier League or the Bundesliga or the Serie A has been turning out to be in recent months and seasons, which sort of begs the question how good this Barcelona side really are when they have to play big name opposition like Manchester United, like Liverpool and Paris Saint-Germain and Juventus, and sometimes they do come up short. But they haven't needed too many refereeing decisions tonight. Messi just let his feet do the talking, really. Left-footed shot, and you've got to say, good block there by Ashley Young there. And I mean, if it had been curtains before for Manchester United, that would have been even bigger curtains for them then, as regards winning the Champions League this season. Merthyr Tydfil and Beaconsfield in the Southern League South, drawing 1-1. Merthyr used to be in the Vauxhall Conference once upon a time, and what's happened there, and also National League South, Truro 1, Concord Rangers 3 in that game. Remember, Brighton 0, Cardiff 2. They're way into the second half in that game. That was a 7:45 kick-off, so they played just as shy of 20 minutes at the Amex of the second half, and it's looking very bleak for Brighton and Hove Albion. But what a response from Neil Warnock's Cardiff City. 2-0 ahead, and now the gap between themselves and Brighton will be 2 points if it stays the same tonight. Ajax and Juventus are drawing 1-1 on the night and 2-2 on aggregate, so if that's to say the same in Turin. They're going to extra time. One certainty tonight, we will not be having extra time as Coutinho darts past one man, darts past another, tries to dance past the charms, the legs of Chris Smalling, and Smalling got back in time and conceded a corner which Philippe Coutinho himself will take. And he was tormenting a couple of United defenders there, and it's going to be so much torturous now for Manchester United as this second half wears on. From the left hand side, and Coutinho goes short to Alba. The ball played back to Busquets now in turn hooks it forward to Messi, chips it in there towards the far post. It's going to be another corner to Barcelona. Comes off Fred this time. 5 minutes of the second half gone. It's Barcelona 2, Manchester United 0 on the night, and Manchester United trail Barcelona by 3-0 on aggregate. Messi with 2 goals on the night tonight to add to the own goal by Luke Shaw in the first leg, as the ball comes in again from Coutinho on the left hand side, and this time Manchester United do very well to get the ball away, and then the ball hooked back by Barcelona back to their goalkeeper Andre ter Stegen, who yet has been a virtual spectator in the first half. He's had his crossbar hit, however, but he's had to make 2 routine saves. Here's Messi now on the far side, tormenting Phil Jones again, but Jones wises up to him this time, but Messi still has possession, and then Jones pushed him from behind. The referee allowing it to go on because Messi has possession, and you never know what will happen next when Messi has the ball glued to his feet. 24th goal, 23rd and 24th goals he's got against English opposition, incidentally, for Barcelona in European football. And there's a foul there as Messi, he's dumped to the ground there, but he gets up okay. He's on his feet. McTominay involved. He gets up there and he affords himself a bit of a smile, but there was a little bit of tugging and pushing there by Scott McTominay, and Messi goes down, and it's a definite free kick, and Phil Jones there gets away with it. Really, he did push Messi from behind, to be fair. So Messi has earned that free kick as United's frustrations start to boil over a tad. Trailing 3-0 on aggregate, they need 3 goals to win the tie outright. If it's a 3-3 aggregate draw, then Barcelona will go out, but at the moment it's looking increasingly like Barcelona will be in the semi-finals if they get the next goal, of course, as Messi sends the free kick in, but it's well taken this time by David De Gea, who's certainly at fault for goal number 2 scored by Messi. And really it's been one-way traffic, and when it's one of those nights where Messi tends to turn it on, the one criticism, and quite rightly will be levelled at him, is he's never really done it for Argentina, where the great Maradona did in '86. Messi's never done it in the World Cups he's played at in 2006, 2010, 2014 or 2018. And he missed a penalty in the last World Cup in that match against Iceland, you may remember, when Chris Whiteman did the commentary that particular evening. Here's Martial for Manchester United. Cuts inside, twists and turns, and wins a corner for Manchester United, who are looking to get the next goal, just to give them a glimmer of hope to get them back into this game. They've never won in the Champions League at the Nou Camp. At the moment, it looks increasingly like that appalling record continues. 2 defeats and 2 draws. And they were beaten 4-0 in '94. I remember Gary Walsh pinning goal for Manchester United that night because Schmeichel couldn't play because of the free four in a row, as the corner comes in for Manchester United from the far side, and it's Pogba now. No time for showboating now. He needs to find himself half a yard of space and get that ball and pump that ball into the penalty area from the right hand side. Has to go backwards a little bit now. Here's Jesse Lingard for Manchester United, finds Lindelof now on the right hand side. It goes in field. Here's Fred, the Brazilian. United need to score now to give themselves a sporting chance, but at the moment it's looking increasingly like Barcelona will be going through to the semi-final to play neither Liverpool or Porto, who finish their quarter-final tomorrow. Liverpool, remember, leading 2-0 from the first leg a week ago at Anfield. And at the moment it's Manchester United. The flag has stayed down. Chance here for Rashford. The ball played in. It will come to Lingard on the byline. Little deflection on it. And at the moment United keep in position well with McTominay. Now Lingard, McTominay again on the left-hand side. Barcelona have brought a lot of maroon shirts back and have crowded Manchester United out in the end, and from the moment Barcelona brought 7 or 8 players back, they were always going to crowd out that Manchester United attack, and United were going nowhere fast. Still 2-0, remember, to the Catalan Giants. Jordi Alba plays a 1-2 with Rakitic. Rakitic plays the ball back, and it's just at the moment it's keep ball, and it's all A's for Barcelona as Piqué now finds Roberto. 10 minutes gone in the second half here at the Nou Camp. It still remains Barcelona 2, Manchester United 0 on the night, and a 3-0 aggregate lead for the Spanish champions under the managership of Ernesto Valverde, taking over from Luis Enrique, of course. Piers, a Birmingham City supporter, or neither a Birmingham or a Bristol City supporter, says hello. Here's a chance now for Philippe Coutinho, the former Liverpool man, and he finds Jordi Alba here on the left hand side, floated in there, a little flick on. He's a Bristol City fan, incidentally. There's a Barcelona appeal for a penalty, but Suarez is not going to get the decision this time, and Manchester United get on with the game. Well, they've got 35 minutes plus, well, 34 minutes now plus stoppage time to score 3 times. They need to score 3 times. Here's Rashford. Oh, and the first touch just wouldn't drop for him there. He needed a good first touch, and he just couldn't get it. The local lad. But now here come Manchester United now on defence, because here's the ball back, and here's Messi now looking for the hat-trick. He's trying to feed Coutinho on the left-hand side, and well tackled there. Well, they're in a good position, Bristol City, to get in the playoffs. I covered them in the FA Cup at home to Wolves, and they were very unlucky not to force extra time in that 5th round tie a few weeks ago. I was very, very impressed, despite them losing to Wolves on that particular evening. And Suarez there looking for a penalty. I'm not sure you could have given a penalty for that. Yeah, it would have been a soft one. Well, at the moment, the game you're listening to, Barcelona 2, Manchester United 0 on the night, 3-0 in aggregate. In the other Champions League quarter-finals, just to remind you, it's 1-1 at the moment between Ajax and Juventus, or Juventus and Ajax, 2-2 in aggregate, and that's staying stand. We're going to extra time in that one. And Brighton 0, Cardiff City 2 in the Premier League. That big 6-pointer, and if that stays the same, the gap between Brighton and Cardiff will be at 2 points with 4 games left. And what a tantalising finish to that will be. Burnley are safe virtually with 39 points and can't really surely go down at this stage of the season. Remember, Brighton and Cardiff have still big teams to play. I know Manchester United and Liverpool are coming up for Cardiff in the next 2 or 3 games, so anything can happen there. That's the big scorelines from this evening for you, Piers. As Manchester United go forward, they look for a free kick, and I think they haven't got it. Rashford is frustrated because he feels that Piqué brought him down off the ball, but referee Brick wasn't having any of it. Here's Coutinho, 10 yards inside his own half, and he plays a lovely ball to Sergio Roberto, who nearly made it 3 just before the break. And at the moment it's looking ominous here. Every time Barcelona get the ball, they look an absolute dead certainty to really lay siege to Manchester United here. It's not going to be a repeat, as things stand, of the comeback in Paris, and it would need to be a comeback of Tiger Woods proportions here for Manchester United if they're going to get back on track here, as Jordi Alba takes the ball from Rakitic. Now 25 yards out, it's Luis Suarez. Suarez trying to go past all comers, and Messi gets the ball, but there's a foul there on Phil Jones, and Manchester United have a little bit of respite. We've played nearly 59 minutes, and it still remains Manchester United trailing Barcelona on the night 2-0 here in the Nou Camp, and 3-0 on aggregate at the moment. And just to go away from just the non-footballing activities, it's a really sad that the Notre Dame cathedral was burnt to the ground, and it was sad because I've been to Paris a couple of times and I've seen that building in the flesh. It's 850 years old, and buildings like that are totally irreplaceable, Piers, and I echo what you say there. It is tragic, but thankfully I don't think there's any fatalities as regards that, but it's a real shame. It survived the French Revolution and 2 world wars, and a bit of restoration work, and it all goes to bits. But let's hope there's been money pledged by a lot of lot of French people. In fact, Gucci, the owner of Gucci, has pledged €100 million. Anyway, back to the game as Manchester United look to get back into it, and a cross from Martial has gone sailing over the top. Paul Pogba, incidentally, rather than Martial. Poor cross really from Pogba, as we just see again the opportunity here for Messi. Tried to play it in for Coutinho. I don't know why Messi just didn't shoot there. He got himself at half a yard of space. I think he could have hit that through Smalling's legs. Fair challenge though by Lindelof. Played an hour here, 2-0, but yeah, it's a sad sight to see a great building like that. And you just wonder about our own Houses of Parliament. That's going through a long stage of restoration work at the moment. And Macron, the president, is yeah, I saw the bit where the spire fell off, and it was devastating to watch, Piers, I have to tell you. Anyway, back to the football. Let's try and brighten the mood here a little bit. Here's Coutinho with a shot. Coutinho shoots, and what a goal! That will settle him now for Barcelona. Philippe Coutinho, the former Liverpool man, sinks Manchester United good and proper. No chance this time for David De Gea. The new camp has completely gone ballistic. They know without absolute doubt now that they're going into the semi-finals. Manchester United look a well-beaten side. Philippe Coutinho, right-footed shot, just to the left of central, about 25 yards out, sailed it beautifully into the top right-hand corner, and that sinks Manchester United for good now, certainly for this season in the Champions League. Barcelona 3, Manchester United 0 on the night, and now it's 4-0 to this unstoppable team from Catalonia on aggregate. Look at this. Just watching it on a replay, what a goal. Well, Barcelona have scored some real crackers tonight. The first Messi goal was a superb goal. The second one was easily preventable from David De Gea's point of view, but the third one there from Coutinho was just pure genius. There's no getting away from that. What about that? For the side of the right foot, and it was in from the moment it left the side of his right foot. It was a fantastic goal. And it looks as if now Manchester United are playing for pride now for the remaining half an hour of this quarter-final. And, well, they used up most of their luck really in the last round at the Parc de France against Paris Saint-Germain. But it was always going to be a tall order here at the Nou Camp tonight, even under the stewardship of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They've only got the league to play for now, and they still have a chance of a top 4 place, but it's looking very difficult when you've got the likes of Arsenal winning. Chelsea lost the other day, but Spurs have started to get their A game together again, even without Harry Kane. But they'll be handicapped tomorrow night in that quarter-final at second leg at the Etihad. What a second leg that promises to be. And it's really in the balance with Spurs winning that one a goal to nil. Remember, Son got the goal in that first leg. But it's Barcelona 3, Manchester United 0. A double header on the Saturday game, incidentally, for you to enjoy. And we're going to be on the air for a good 6 or 7 hours on Saturday. At 3 o'clock, Russ will have the first commentary of the afternoon of a 3 o'clock Premier League game. As we just watch Barcelona go forward again, as Messi looks to try and get on the end of the cross there by Coutinho. And we're going to see Dalot come on for Manchester United as they try to limit the damage here. Well, they're 4-0 down now on aggregate. And then at 5 o'clock, full classified check as Coutinho comes forward again. No respite where this Barcelona team is. They're not stopping at 3 on the night, are they, tonight? They're wanting to give the crowd, this 90,000 crowd, terrific entertainment. Here's Messi now on the other end. Oh, and that would have been a picture book goal. And what a beautiful way it would have been to complete a hat-trick. Little chip in there towards the area. Messi seizing on a mistake really by Phil Jones, went for the overhead, and that would have been a brilliant goal if he'd managed to hook that into the back of the net. Oh, it would have been one of the best goals on the Champions League all season long. He's been absolutely superb. Anthony Martial is the man being withdrawn, incidentally, for Manchester United, for Dalot to come on. But just going back to the Saturday game, we'll have commentary of Newcastle against Southampton. That will be at 5:30 with me, and earlier on we'll have commentary from Russ of a 3 o'clock Premier League game. We're not sure which one it will be, but we'll let you know in due course which one it will be and I'll be presenting that one, and we'll be going all the way through the full classifieds at 5, and then I'll be bringing you Newcastle against Southampton from 5:30 at St James's Park. But here in the stadium, in this vast Nou Camp Stadium in Barcelona, with a 90,000 capacity here, the noise is absolutely deafening here. And Barcelona now starting to turn on the style. Here's Coutinho now running on track 30 yards, and he finds Lionel Messi. This Barcelona team are relentless when they get going. Shot comes in from Rakitic from about 30 yards out. It was charged down, hit it from the right hand side. Still Barcelona keeping possession here, and they're keeping it rather easily at the moment. Here's Coutinho, who's probably scored the best goal of the night. I know Messi almost topped up with the overhead and tries to play 1-2 with Suarez Messi, but United cut that out, and now it's just a case of damage limitations for the men from Old Trafford. They're not going to repeat their European Cup wins of 68, 1999 and 2008 this year, and they've still got a slender chance of getting into the top 4, but as things stand, it could well be Europa League if they don't finish in the top 4. And Solskjaer will have to have a very good window. He's been given a contract now at Manchester United. I just wonder if they should have just hung fire the Manchester United board, Ed Woodward, who's made such a shambles of his tenure at Old Trafford, really. How they would love a David Gill back at Manchester United right now. And he went when Ferguson left, and Ed Woodward really hasn't done a great job. He hung David Moyes out to dry, and then Van Gaal had a couple of years, won an FA Cup, but that wasn't good enough for Manchester United. Mourinho had 3 years, won a couple of trophies, won the League Cup and won the Europa League. But here's Manchester United now looking to finish with a flourish and try and restore a bit of pride in the Manchester United shirt with Rashford as he tries to cut the ball back, but he's fouled a Barcelona player in the process. I'm just looking at a replay. Look at Coutinho again, left hand side of the D, and it's a beautiful shot from about 20-25 yards. That is just a sumptuous goal, and he gets the congratulations, quite rightly so, from his Barcelona teammates. That was a goal of pure genius, and puts his fingers in his ears just to drown out the noise. Nice little celebration if you can do that. Barcelona now are certainly now in the semi-finals, barring massive accidents now in the next 23 minutes. Manchester United need 4 goals in about 1 million snookers, and there are 6 minutes to go in the game at the Amex Stadium, incidentally, where Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Cardiff City 2, and it means now it will be 2 points between those two teams with 4 games I think left, tantalisingly to go. I think Brighton have a game in hand, I think, but what a game it's going to be. Absolutely Anonymous is on. Good evening, JB. Not a great evening. United being outclassed here. Barcelona on another level. I'm not sure you can't. I don't think we can argue with that. Here's Lionel Messi again on the edge of the penalty area. He picks out Coutinho just to the left of the penalty area. Now the little Argentinian, the wizard from Argentina, gets the ball, finds Rakitic. Now Sergio Roberto, who almost scored the third one just before the break. And here's the captain, Lionel Messi again. My goodness, he's put on a masterclass. Should have scored with an overhead kick just 5 minutes ago. We're halfway through the second half, and it's now keep ball time for Barcelona. 4 goals clear in aggregate, 3-0 up on the night, and looking very good indeed. In fact, they're almost certain now. They've got probably 1 3/4 feet in the semi-finals now. That's how big the lead is. But the other quarter-final that's taking place at the moment is not so clear-cut. It's still 1-1 in the game in Turin between Juventus and Ajax, and because they're level on away goals, with it being a 2-2 aggregate at the moment, it could well be the extra half hour needed, and if Ajax could pull off another shock and knock out Juventus, boy, they have a chance of their first European Cup since 1995 when they beat Milan 1-0. but they're still a long way from doing it. There's still some great teams still left in this competition. Suarez now touching it on. Barcelona is certainly one of those now you've got to consider and take very seriously. They haven't won the European Cup for some time. 2015 were the last time they won the European Cup. They beat Juventus 3-0, or 3-1 sorry, in Berlin. And there's going to be a change for Barcelona. And who's coming off here? Whoever it is, it's a standing ovation anyway. It's Sergio Roberto, I think, who's going to come off here. Or is it Coutinho? I think it might be Coutinho. And there's been a turn up in the game. A goal for Ajax Amsterdam. They've scored. Daylayed has scored after 67 minutes. And they now lead on away goals. So there's no chance of extra time in that one now. Juventus need to score twice, otherwise they're out. Sergio Roberto has been replaced by Nelson Semedo. Nelson now on for the remainder of this game. That's surely now, barring accidents, Barcelona will be in the semi-finals. And at the moment, Ajax lead 3-2, but crucially now have 2 away goals. And it looks as if the men from Amsterdam are going to pull off another shock. Fantastic. What's going on in the other half of the draw. The winners of this tie tonight between Barcelona and United. And it's looking as if it's going to be Barcelona now. Will face neither Liverpool and Porto. And that's 2-0 to Liverpool from the first leg, with the second leg to come tomorrow night. So it could well be a Liverpool-Barcelona semi-final. And I don't think it will be as one-sided as this one has been. That is for sure, because Barcelona will go to Anfield with plenty of trepidation, and with Liverpool in red-hot form, both in Champions League and League at the moment, they will not fancy a trip to Anfield in the semi-finals. They'll be hoping that Porto can overturn that 2-goal deficit tomorrow night. But at the moment, they're outclassing Manchester United here, and they're playing the ticky-tappy that they're famed. They've been famed all the way around the world. Romelu Lukaku's going to come on. Big bulky centre forward for Manchester United. But at this moment in time, I'm not sure what he can do at the moment. I'm assuming it'll be for Marcus Rashford. He may well play centrally here. Barcelona have had the better of things. They've had 10 attempts, 63% possession, and they've had more corners than United. United have had 6 attempts, and have had only a couple of corners, and that just shows the dominance of Barcelona in a nutshell, really. As we now go into the final 17.5 minutes of this quarter-final, and off as nominated is Marcus Rashford, whose effort, if he had gone in and not hit the bar at the start, how different it might have been for Manchester United. And you just wonder, that missed chance at the start for Rashford could now come back to haunt Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They've only got the league to play for now, but there's still some winnable games. But they've got the Manchester derby that they'll want to regain some pride in as well, looking to revenge that 3-1 defeat at the Etihad. It's at Old Trafford, remember. And Manchester City have got some tough games coming up, as I say, against Manchester United, and of course Spurs on Saturday. On Sunday rather, as Barcelona come charging forward again, and that's a foul. No, he's giving it the other way. He's giving it to Manchester United. Well, I felt Suarez was fouled there, but the referee didn't agree, and it's Manchester United who have the free kick, but they're still a long way behind in this contest. They need 4 goals in just over a quarter of an hour plus stoppage time if they are to somehow progress. Here's McTominay with a long-range drive with the right foot, but it's easily charged down by the Barcelona defenders, who are getting back in increasing numbers. Is Jordi Alba just knocking the ball back in. It really has been a masterclass in how to play the game. It's been such a good performance that the likes of Piqué and Languet have not really had too much work to do. Ter Stegen has had to make 2 routine saves, apart from the moment at the start where Rashford hit the crossbar. He's not had much else to do. Well, I thought that was a foul really on Suarez there by Thread. I think he might have given a free kick to Manchester United for a handball by Suarez. I think that's what he gave it for, but I'm certain that should have been a free kick to Barcelona. Meanwhile, Barca making another substitution. Jordi Alba hugging, I think it's Ivan Rakitic who's about to come off, and again these fantastic Barcelona fans saluting their team. In fact, it's Arthur that's coming off, and Arturo Vidal will replace him now for the final quarter of an hour, so he's going to get a quarter of an hour of the action now, Vidal. And Arthur's had a decent game. In fact, all the Barcelona games, players have done really well. As I said, just Stegen has had to make regulation saves and has shown David De Gea how it really should be done. 3 minutes has been added at the Amex now, where Cardiff are cruising to victory now. The gap between themselves and free-falling Brighton, I should say, is now down to 2 points. And what that will do for Brighton's morale, lost 5-0 at the weekend. They've lost another 2 here. Their last 2 games, they've lost a combined total of 7 goals and have scored none. So that shows how bad shape Brighton are in. And that semi-final and that run of the FA Cup semi-final may have taken the sting out of them. And you must fear for Brighton and Hove Albion here. But what a morale-boosting win for Cardiff after a defeat against Burnley. They thought it was controversial. I didn't agree with that, but what a comeback from Neil Warnock's side. That's a real true grit of a side as United look to try and force a consolation goal with a cross from the right hand side. It falls for Pogba on the left, but Pogba loses out, and that has been the story of the day. And here's PK now for Barcelona, and they're toying with Manchester United now. The tricks and flicks are coming out now as the ball is played back to Ter Stegen. You've got to say Barcelona have played some really enterprising, entertaining football, and at 4-0 ahead on aggregate and 3-0 ahead on 9 at their own patch, I think they're entitled to turn on the style as Smalling is fouled. Free kick to United, who need to get on with it, but they're running rapidly out of time now. Referee wasn't happy that the free kick was taken too quickly. In fact, he wants to book a player, and it's not been far from dirty at the moment. Luis Suarez has been booked. He committed a foul. Well, got a block in his copy book tonight. The Uruguayan, who hasn't scored, but has probably been a bit quiet, really, from his usual high standards. Luis Suarez, certainly a very good player, definitely, but so many years cast as the villain for biting incidents, and who can forget that horror bite on Chiellini in the World Cup 5 years ago in Brazil. And I think he should have been banned for life, but he's still, despite all his crimes, he's still a very good striker, and he's still deadly on his day. But you know, it's amazing why he's never been banned for life for all his ridiculous biting crimes. And he is a bit of a, he can moan a little bit, Suarez, but you know, he's still a red hot striker, and he still bags them in now, even at his ripe old age. Here's Lukaku trying to hold the play up as the ball is swung in, but even Lukaku can't inspire Manchester United at the moment, even to score a goal. Referee plays on. There was no foul. This is Jesse Lingard now. Lingard with the shot. Ooh, that was a good effort from Jesse Lingard with his right foot, something like 25 yards out, and it almost brought Manchester United a consolation goal, an away goal maybe, but it'd have been no more than just scant consolation really for Manchester United in that respect. The ball sailing easily over the top, and Ter Stegen was quite happy to watch that go over, and he wasn't needed to make a save. As Manchester United now are crashing out of the European Cup with a whimper, and it really is sad to see, really, a great club, but bowing out like this. But at the end of the day, you can't really complain with the scoreline. The full-time whistle's gone at the Amex Stadium, and it's not great news for Brighton fans. I'm sure there'll be a few rumours of discontent from that stadium, because it's finished at the Amex. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Cardiff City 2, and Cardiff City are on the march now as Alexis Sanchez replaces a very ineffective Jesse Lingard, who's just come back from injury. We can excuse Jesse Lingard at all. But what a moment, what a day for Neil Warnock's men, what an evening for them. Goals from Mendes, Lang and Morrison, and that now makes it interesting between themselves and Brighton now, with 4 games I think left each. I think Brighton still have a game in hand, but they've lost their last 2 now with an aggregate of 7-0. They conceded 5 to Bournemouth on Saturday afternoon, and they've conceded another 2 here over at the Amex, and now it's making bad reading for them. 10 to play here at the new camp. Remember, Ajax are winning 3-2 on aggregate, 2-1, and Legit has scored. He's only 19 years old, but what a big goal for him there. His first ever goal in Europe, and they could be in the semi-finals for the first time, Russ points out, since 1997. As Dembele comes off, and here is Philippe Coutinho going off, and he's getting a magnificent ovation from this capacity 90,000 here at the Nou Camp Stadium. He deserves it. He's played really well, the former Liverpool man. Very impressive, and what a goal to round off his all-round performance. I've been very impressed with Philippe Coutinho tonight, and that's probably the best performance I think I've seen him in a Barcelona shirt since he's actually joined the club from Liverpool, incidentally. So it really goes to show, really, that Coutinho on his day can recapture the sort of form that we saw for many, many years at Anfield when he was playing for Liverpool, and he's justifying his big fee now of 120 odd million. But it's been a great performance, and we want you to just both. We've got 9 minutes. Both of your man of the match. The JB man of the match is open, but I've got a feeling it may be Mr. Messi. But I better leave the voting to you guys. Who do you think deserves JB man of the match? I'm not sure it's going to go to a Manchester United player. That is for certain. Who do you think should get the JB man of the match award? I've got a feeling who it might be, but we need your votes, and even if it does go to the casting vote, I can't see really any other contenders other than Mr. Messi and Mr. Coutinho, certainly in the goal scoring front. But you've got until the 90th minute to vote, and whoever gets the most votes will win the award. Meanwhile, Manchester United looking to launch an opportunity, a chance now inside the area. Oh, and in the end the flag has got up, and it was Dalot who came forward. I think it might have been tagged offside, in fact, as the ball was played over the top. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's about half a yard off, and but to be fair, the Barcelona player did get back at him, so I think the chance may have gone in any case. And it's just been that sort of night, really, that United, if it had just gone in that opening 30 seconds, it might have been a different tale. But it's supposed to maybe sometimes in this game. And Barcelona recovered. They recovered from the disappointment they had a penalty ordered in their favour, but only to have them disallowed, quite rightly, for a good tackle by Fred. But that's where United's looks seem to run out from that moment on. And at this moment in time, it's not looking good for Manchester United. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. 3-1 to Manchester United, because they're 3-0 down, 4-0 up, 4-0 down on aggregate. And Manchester United now going out of the European Cup with a whimper, and Young has just fouled Suarez on the right hand side, and Suarez again furious. He feels that he's not had everything his own way tonight, but he shouldn't really be too distraught. His side are cruising into the semi-finals of the Champions League, and deservedly so when you look at it logically over the 2 legs. And it's you've got to say, if Rashford had took his chance at 0-0 on the night, how different it might have been. But it's no good being wise after the event now. Manchester United, that chance at 0-0 at the start was crucial. Here's Messi now, who's absolutely turned up tonight. Here's Suarez, who's looking for a goal himself. He finds Dembele here, and now Alba on the left hand side, the near side as we look, and he plays the ball back to Dembele. Dembele now just stroking the ball in the midfield, and a chance for a shot deflected and wide of the target from Arturo Vidal, and it will be a corner to Barcelona. I don't think you can say it's not fair, because Barcelona have been the better team over the two legs. I don't think there's much doubt about that. They've been outclassed tonight, Manchester United. You can say it's not fair, but you look at the statistics and you look at the way the game has been played. Messi and Coutinho have just been unbelievable and unplayable tonight. Here is Messi now on the left hand side, backing fired to Jordi Alba once again. Now Rakitic, and now Barcelona at will, now playing the ball out to the far side, and Vidal laying it into Roberto. In the end, it's gone away. Roberto, in fact, has gone off. Sorry, and Nelson. It was Nelson who came on. Barcelona have used all three of their subs. Incidentally, we've got 5 minutes to go, and Ajax are 5 minutes away from a semi-final place against all the odds against Juventus. They knocked out Real Madrid. They're going to do the same to Juventus. Here's Alexis Sanchez looking to get it in towards Lukaku, but again, great defending by the number 4 there, Rakitic, doing some good defensive work there. The Croat who's had a decent game in midfield tonight, it has to be said. And as you know what, I'm going to just cancel the voting for man of the match. There's only one man that's going to win the JB man of the match for me, and that's Lionel Messi, the Barcelona captain. Should have had a hat-trick with an overhead kick. He's unlucky not to have a hat-trick at this moment in time. And here is the newly crowned JB man of the match on the ball now. Here is Lionel Messi, absolutely unstoppable. As we now go into the closing stages, we're going to stay with you until about 5 to 10 tonight. We won't stay around, bring any interviews. I'm starving, hungry, and I want to get off the commentary box and have something to eat, as Messi actually fouls his man. But Ajax are around about 7 minutes away from a surprise semi-final, and no one would have given them a price, and Russ agrees it's going to be Lionel Messi, hasn't it? He has been the best player, and I would agree with that. I think Lionel Messi would be man of the match anyway, regardless of the voting. Because he has been the best player on the night. He turned up when he needed to turn up, and at the end of it, you can't argue with the decision on man of the match. I think Lionel Messi has been out far and away the best player, although Philippe Coutinho has run in close, scored a virtuoso goal, but you just wonder, David De Gea, if he hadn't fumbled that second Messi effort that went in, and if Rashford had not hit the bar and it had gone underneath the bar and in, how different things might have been for Manchester United. And they can only look back and wonder, but they're not going to win a trophy this year, the men from Old Trafford. They can still reach the Champions League, they have an outside chance, but with Arsenal winning, Spurs picking up form, you never know what can happen with Chelsea. So it could well be that if Spurs and Arsenal keep up their good form, and Manchester United may well be playing Europa League next season. But Solskjaer, you can't judge him on this half a season. He's been thrusted in. He's taken on Mourinho's lots. He needs a transfer window to really be judged on for next season, because he was closer to bringing Rafael Varane, according to some newspapers this morning, but they've been quoted. If they want Varane, you've got to pay over £400 million, according to the Sun newspaper. As Barcelona looking for this fourth goal. Here's Suarez, edge of the area. Suarez has the shot, tries to chip the goalkeeper, and it just goes under the roof of the net. And that again would have been a wonderful goal if it had been on target from Luis Suarez. And again, it would have been an irony, because Coutinho, a former Liverpool player, has scored against Manchester United, and another former Liverpool man, Suarez, would have scored against United if that chip had just got underneath the crossbar and over. But it looks as if Liverpool get through tomorrow, it looks as if Suarez and Coutinho could have a reunion at Anfield in the semi-finals next month, and what a tantalising prospect that could well be. And hopefully we'll have all that covered on the JB Claret YouTube channel. And that will be our live semi-final if Liverpool get there, of course. Not that Ajax against Spurs or Manchester City would be any less important. Anyway, here come Manchester United looking for an away goal themselves, and I think Ter Stegen has saved it right on the line, and that proves how good they've been. Ter Stegen not really had much to do in the game. The ball down the right hand side, the ball laid in, and it was Sanchez with the header, And what a save that was from Ter Stegen, having to dive away to his right. And you've got to say, that's the mark of a top quality goalkeeper. He's only had a couple of easy saves to make in the entire game. If you take out the crossbar being hit at the start. This was a great save. It would have been no more than scant consolation for United, but you've got to say that is top class goalkeeper. Dalot with a great crossing from the right hand side. Good header from 12 yards out, but Ter Stegen at full stretch, stabbing away to his left. That is a marvellous save. And that's the sign of a top quality goalkeeper, when you've not really had much to do for 90 or so minutes and you can still pull off a save like that. And only 2 added minutes and United agony will end in earnest, and they'll be glad to get back to the sanctuary of the stressy rooms and have to just concentrate on the rest of the league season now, if they can, with an outside chance of still getting into that top 4 in the Champions League place. But Barcelona, semi-finals beckon now. They're just a minute and a half away from doing just that. And same would apply to Ajax Amsterdam. Juventus need 2 goals in very little time over in Turin. And it was a great night for Messi, but not so for Cristiano Ronaldo here. As Vidal comes charging forward now for Barcelona, looking to finish with a flourish. Here's Messi looking for a hat-trick. Oh, and he hit it well with the left foot inside the penalty area to the left-hand side. But David De Gea keeping the scoreline at 4-0 on aggregate and 3-0 on the night. Here's Dembele now. We're playing in the second minute of 2. Here's Suarez trying to keep the ball in play by the byline, and that's going to be a foul there. Free kick to Barcelona. And Jones has lost his headband and nearly lost his head as well. But Messi almost making it a perfect night for him, a perfect night for Barcelona. It's been a great night for them, and the 90,000 or so Barcelona fans who have been treated to an absolute attacking masterclass by this fantastic star-studded Barcelona side. They've just been too good for Manchester United, and United will have some soul searching to do, that's for sure, after this one with the league campaign to come. But it's Liverpool or Porto for Barcelona in the semis, and I don't think they'll manage a trek to Anfield in the semi-final. As the final whistle goes, Barcelona are in the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League, resounding winners over 2 legs, 3-0 on the night and 4-0 on aggregate against a very, very poor Manchester United on the night. If only. And you just wonder, if they'd have taken that chance at 0-0 at the start from Marcus Rashford, how different things may have been. 2 goals for Lionel Messi, and what a terrific strike with the left foot into the left-hand corner. And then his second, not so long later, was a right-footed effort from 20 yards, which was badly fumbled by David De Gea. United fans, some of them have gone, but the ones who have stayed are applauding the team off, and that's good to see. And then the third goal midway through the second half from Philippe Coutinho was an absolute joy to behold. Again from 20 yards with the right side of the right foot into the top right hand corner beyond David De Gea. He was certainly at fault for the second goal, but not at fault for the others. For Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, loads of soul searching for him and his troops, and now it's a battle of wits now in the league to get into that top 4 and Champions League qualification for next season. But the way Arsenal and Spurs are performing at the moment, it still looks a tall order for Manchester United at the moment. And Solskjaer, if he's going to get United restored to his former glory, he's got to have a fantastic summer window if they're going to get anywhere near challenging for the league or the big European prizes again. Nice touch there between Piqué and Solskjaer, who were teammates once upon a time as players. But it's Barcelona are through 4-0, and they are through to the semi-finals. But good to see Solskjaer coming out in defeat with dignity. But he will be the first to admit, I think his team were outclassed by a much better outfit on the night. It wasn't much in the first leg at Old Trafford, just an Luke Shaw on goal divided them before the start here tonight. But if they had produced the upset United, it would have been up there with Tiger Woods as a spectacular sporting comeback. It just wasn't meant to be, and Lionel Messi doing what he does best, really stealing the show in a big way. Barcelona fans absolutely saw their team home. It was, when you hear them at full cry, 90,000 of them, they are a real 12th man for their team. As the new Camp Nou starts to empty here, it's all gone badly wrong for Manchester United tonight. It was always going to be a tall order, but the other quarter-final was still playing, but it was a three-header from daylayed and from the penalty spot that gave Ajax the lead. They're still playing in that game, and we're going to stay with you until we know the full-time result there. In the Premier League at the Amex, Brighton and Albion have been beaten by 2-0 by Cardiff City. Mendes, Lang and Morrison, the goal scorers there. And tomorrow we'll find out who Ajax will be facing. Will it be City or Tottenham? They play off at the Etihad with Spurs winning 1-0. And Porto and Liverpool could be waiting for Barcelona tomorrow night. And of course, if Liverpool can score an away goal there, then it will be an increasing possibility that Suarez and Coutinho will visit their old stomping ground in the semi-final. There's Amir Khan fighting on Saturday night as well. Should remind you what we've got coming up on Saturday on the Saturday game here on the Jamie Clark YouTube channel. We'll definitely have Newcastle against Southampton. That's a 5:30 kickoff, and then Russ Werner will be commentating on a 3 o'clock game for you on Saturday as well. I'll be introducing, and in between our 2 live matches we'll have a full classified check at 5 o'clock. So plenty of football to come up, and the whistle has gone incidentally and injuring, and Ajax are through to their first semi-final in 22 years. Well done to them, and what a run they've been on in the knockout rounds. Last round they knocked out the holders and the mighty Real Madrid, and now they've just knocked out Cristiano Ronaldo and Juventus, and will face either Manchester City and Tottenham in the semi-finals. What a night of drama here in Europe and domestic football. In the Premier League, Brighton and Albion were shocked by 2-0 in a real shocker at the Amex. Tonight, Barcelona were just too good for a very, very labouring Manchester United, and Ajax Amsterdam are in their first European Cup semi-final for 22 years. They're not just settled on knocking out Real Madrid, they've gone and knocked out one of the other favourites, Juventus, as well, and no title for Cristiano Ronaldo this year. 3-2 they won on aggregate, but in our commentary game, Lionel Messi stole the show as Barcelona won 3-0 on the night, 4-0 on aggregate. United have just the league to concentrate on, and it's going to be really, really tough now. From all of us here at the new camp, from myself, JB, enjoy the rest of your evening. Barcelona and Ajax are through. Who will join them in the semi-finals? Will it be Spurs or Manchester City or Porto against Liverpool? We'll all find out tomorrow. But until then, have a fantastic evening. From me, JB, take care, and we'll see you at the weekend for live commentary. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you for joining us tonight on a night where Barcelona turned on the style and were just far, far too good for a very laboured Manchester United. From me, JB, good night.